Bill, let me ask you, and Mara brought up, it seems to me, two central points. Does he really help people who are concerned about Obama's foreign policy, lack of experience? Will he shore that up and ease their concerns about that? And on the flip side, change. Does this blunt the message of change and shaking up Washington to have a guy who is a six-term, if he doesn't win the vice presidency, about to be a seven-term U.S. senator?
Well, it was a pick made from weakness. Now, that's not necessarily a foolish thing. If you've got weaknesses, you want to try to correct them. But it is a pick that, in effect, acknowledges I was being wounded on the commander-in-chief, lack of foreign policy experience issue, and I picked the most experienced Democratic senator in foreign policy. But he's picked someone with no military experience and no executive experience. He didn't pick Hillary Clinton, who got 18 million votes in the 2008 Democratic primary campaign. Joe Biden got, I think, 2,000 Iowans who were willing to caucus for him and then dropped out. When he ran in 1988, Biden didn't even make it to Iowa, as I recall. So I'm dubious about the pick. I think we should save the tape of your interview with Tom Kaine just 15 minutes ago, because I think if I were Tim Kaine, I know Tom Kaine is the former governor of New Jersey. Tim Kaine is my own governor. Oh my God, I'm going to have to make it up to him now for the next several months.
Oh, you have in the last couple of months.
I've been very pro Tim Kaine, but I'm telling you, I believe if Barack Obama was watching that interview, he thought, you know what, Tim Kaine could have handled the foreign policy issues adequately in the debate with McCain's vice presidential nominee, and he's given up an articulate younger spokesman with executive experience who would represent change to take a long-time serving senator with a lot of experience. But incidentally, what is that experience? He was against the Reagan defense buildup, against the first Gulf War, for the Iraq War. This is the experience that Barack Obama, that's the change Barack Obama wants us to believe.
Well, all right. I have one more question I want to ask Bill Kristol, and you got less than a minute. Does the choice of Biden at all affect McCain in his choice of a running mate?
Yes, I think there's nervousness in the McCain camp about putting Tim Pawlenty, the governor of Minnesota, who's otherwise a very attractive pick, up against Biden in a debate, with Biden's ability to toss around all the places he's been. He's been to Iraq 7 times. Governor Pawlenty's a governor, and he doesn't have a lot of.
In other words, what McCain wants to do to Obama, he's worried that Biden could do to Pawlenty.
Right.
So if Pawlenty is weakened by this, who's strengthened?
Anyone with extensive experience, which I would say is Romney to some degree. He ran for president and is a serious grown-up guy, or Tom Ridge or Joe Lieberman.
All right.
In terms of them angry about her not being vetted, she said to the Obama campaign, if I'm not going to be chosen, I don't want to go through the vetting process. And so she didn't.
Look, Senator Obama's going to be the nominee. There's no point contesting that roll call. What I would encourage Hillary Clinton supporters to do is to express their outrage over the pick of Senator Biden over the better qualified Senator Clinton as the vice presidential pick by putting her in nomination for the vice presidency. That would be a good roll call vote, don't you think? Clinton and Biden, I'm not sure she wouldn't beat him. And that would be exciting. And it would be a favor to Senator Obama, because the truth is Obama-Clinton is a much stronger ticket. It is a stronger ticket than Obama-Biden. Does anyone seriously doubt that Hillary Clinton would bring all the Clinton voters over, whereas Biden, I think, is going to have a tough time doing so?
It would be drama, but I think that you make that suggestion as a subversive act.
You think? No.
In substance, you see a kind of pivot in the last couple of weeks, and certainly with Biden's speech yesterday, to a much more conventional, no pun intended, traditional Democratic message of economics.
Right, which I think makes a certain amount of sense. It's going to be a Democratic year. If you can make it a Democratic-Republican race, Obama wins. If Obama's a generic Democrat, he wins. His problems are that people aren't certain he's experienced enough to be president. So I think the temptation will be to do endless Bush, McCain. I think by the end of these next 4 or 5 days, we will think that the last 8 years was the Bush-McCain administration, not the Bush-Cheney administration, and that the next 4 years would be a McCain-Bush administration. They'll be tempted to do that. They'll do a lot of it. I think it doesn't answer the fundamental problem, which is doubts about Obama. And meanwhile, I predict that Senator McCain today is calling Hillary Clinton who they're very friendly, to commiserate with her, about the injustice.
He's whipping this horse.
No, and don't you think, incidentally, I was thinking, what woman could McCain put on the ticket to really appeal to the Clinton voters? What about Hillary? I think McCain-Hillary is
Lieberman.
Well, all right, one.